The first step toward tuition freezes for students. The UC Regents today discussed a plan for locking in the cost of college with each incoming class. KPIX 5 political reporter Melissa Caen here with details on how that's going to work.
Yeah, I know a lot of parents excited to hear this news. That's right. The UC Regents wrapped up their July meeting today, and one important item on the agenda is something called cohort-based tuition. And that means that each class of students would have a set cost for college for at least 4 years.
This is what happened in 2011 when the UC Regents voted to raise tuition for the 8th time in 10 years.
No one around any table I've ever been to ever wants to raise tuition. It is the last thing we do.
Sherry Lansing was one of the regents who heard a proposal today that could end student tuition protests by only hiking tuition for people who aren't in school yet.
But in not raising tuition, we often impact the quality of the university.
Currently, tuition for in-state students is $1,442. That's about double what it was in 2007 and 3 times what it was in 2000. Cohort-based tuition would keep costs flat for students while they're at UC schools. The presentation today looked at a 6-year limit, and Regent Maria Angriano said it should be more than 4 years.
We just had a report yesterday around student debt, and it was very clear that underrepresented students and low-income students take a longer time to degree and to graduate.
For the system to work, the Regents would approve small tuition hikes for each incoming class, and the state would have to agree not to slash funding.
It is absolutely essential that our allies or that the legislature and the governor are on board with this, because if you don't have that steady, moderate increase in a variety of sources, this all falls apart.
Things are still very preliminary here. There are still a number of questions, like should the cap apply to just tuition or all the costs of attending a UC? And should we treat graduate and undergraduate students differently? Well, a small group of regents are now going to look at these questions and more and report back to the board in the coming months.